Leo's army. Leo's authority. Leo's lads. What do we call Leo's brand new army? What do we call Leo now that he is the ultimate ruler? Well, we can call him a lot of things. Leader, by 100%. Dominator, potentially. Overruling authority, yes he is. Welcome to Android Authority, episode 18. And now that we've got Leo back, everything is completely open wide. We're kind of left with not very many objectives left for the series, but enough that we still can get on with. I've listed 3 of them. The main ones that we need to do is an Android overhaul, world domination, and space. Android overhaul, I want to kind of like get rid of all of our slaves. The Dutch hold this ass. Moriarty, Einstein, Janssen, Kai, Hero. Kind of get rid of them, make them better, and turn them into something else. All of them except for Janssen will be turned into neutral-amine blood bags once I work out how to make androids, and I need to build this subcore polyanalyzer first. Next, the world domination thing, I'm going to do that via the Empires mod. I've never done it before this way, and the way that we've got such a large authority over the world as it is, it's not going to be difficult. I could probably just send out a couple of armies to just go destroy everything, and it wouldn't take me too long at all, and I'll probably start doing that this episode. And the last one, go to space. I haven't done anything with the Rimworld mod so far, and it's going to be really exciting to actually start trying it out and seeing what resources and stuff we can get from that. And on top of all of that, we have switched to Igor Invader. The world has found out about Leo being back up and about, and now he is wanting revenge. And so is the rest of the planet. They want to take him out and stop us from reaching our end goals. So if you enjoy any of today's episode, I'm excited to see Leo doing his thing, wearing a lovely scarf, so dapper and wise. Consider liking, subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it. Let's get into things, and let's get started. So with Igor Invader being back in charge, the first job I'm going to do is reinforce all of our walls and make everything a little bit better. Yes, we do have defenses now with turrets and stuff, but we only have single-layer granite walls, and they are no match for nuclear warheads. So I'm going to go around, clear out the base, and just make things look a little bit nicer. Okay, perfect. So in order to make an android, it requires a subcore from the polyanalyzer here. So it's kind of like with making mechanoids. You require the subcore, it scans somebody, and we go from there. This one requires us to also scan, and as well as a person, it requires 10 plasteel and 1 advanced component. Fairly cheap, honestly, for getting like a whole new person, honestly. So I kind of keep that active all the time, always ready to scan somebody. And the first one in should really be Jones. Now, caravan has arrived at the ruins. Hatmaker, Janssen, Kai, and Hero, the combat squad, are here. What are we looking at? Looks like actually a decent amount of hostiles here. We do have some friendlies up here, though. Very, very nice. Look at all those clubs. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of wooden clubs. 27 clubs. Jesus Christ, the Premier League, but in the real ruins. Loads of granite auto doors. Whoa, my God. Who on earth is building 6 charge railguns? Jesus Christ, that is a kill box and a half. Loads and loads of coolers for some reason. Loads of wood, materials, heaters. Okay, there's stuff here. You know, there is stuff here. Because we managed to deal with the first group over here. Neanderthals are fleeing. Our allies up here, turns out, are from the Empire and are very, very well armed and are dealing with the people up here very easily. So I haven't actually had to worry about much, honestly. It's been pretty plain sailing. And the Neanderthals from the Beggar Nation are fleeing as well. Basically, the Empire has absolutely wiped everybody out. And unfortunately, everything over here is being set on fire and is blowing up, so I don't think we're going to have a chance to steal those railguns either. Perfect. Okay, well, all I'm going to do is I'm going to allow everything, and we're just going to start packing up what we have on access here, just because it's going to be easier. But so everything has been set up. It's a hell of a lot of stuff. 10,000 steel, 4,000 gold. I'm not taking back any of the blocks, whilst I would really like to. We just don't have the space. I'm missing out on 20,000 steel. I can't take the railgun cannons or anything. I'm taking 1,000 joints. You know, Rimworld things. Otherwise, just a lot of just stuff. And that's about it. They're going to pack everything up and, you know, take their sweet time. Okay, so Jones is going to be the first one in the subcore polyanalyzer. Hopefully, this doesn't kill him. That's the only thing I hope for. If it kills him, then we're sacrificing Jones for the greater good, for the Android Authority. And there it is. Easy peasy. Okay, Subcore point analysis complete for Jones. Scan progress 25%. So we have to scan a certain amount of people. So I guess we do Jones, Bobber, Robbie, and then Jean when he gets home. The 4 musketeers of the android creators are putting themselves into the next generation. That's just perfect, that is. Just perfect. And a very nice research has come up for large nukes. Large nuclear IED. It's like music to my ears. It is music to my ears. Igor Invader won't know what hit him. You know, all these IEDs and everything. He's not used to this. Igor hasn't seen me with IEDs yet. He's not witnessed the power of an IED. Jesus. And some Neanderthals have arrived nearby from the Beggar Nation. How many are there? There's 2 up there. There's 3 over there. Wow, a huge raid once again from my man, Igor Invader. Appreciate you, bro. I mean, we just go inside here, don't we, really? We wait for them to go over the IEDs, and they don't have a good time. That's usually what happens here. Yeah, IEDs. I've never used IEDs before in Rimworld, but I'm going to use them in every series now that I ever do. They are going through the next corridor filled with IEDs as well. Tra-la-la-la-la! Just blown up by an IED. Survives. This man survived 3 IEDs. How? How on earth have you done it? Homie's naked and gets IED'd 3 times and survives. This one, is going to blow out. Is going to bleed out in 3 hours, but 3 IEDs and survives? That's crazy. I've also remembered that there is a very lovely psychic ship over here with 2 scythers. One of the last things that we had to do with the last episode, alright? I forgot. Nuclear weapons, perhaps? You know, a small nuclear bomb, would that perhaps solve the issue? And boom. There we go. Ship part psychic drone has been destroyed. This mechanoid survived somehow with heavy radiation poisoning. Fair enough. And a little flirting frenzy from Wise. Thanks to a high mood, Wise has experienced an inspiration and they would like to engage in some loving. A Protectron would like to engage in some loving. Yum yum in my tum. That's a very sexy thing to hear from a Protectron. Jesus Christ. Stubby by name and stubby by nature, I'm sure. I've decided to stop off at one of our allies' settlements near the real ruins. Just so we can stop off, trade some stuff, get some more money out of them, and they have some very lovely slaves here. These people aren't going to be used for anything, but what they will be used for is their ability to be a neutral aiming incubator, and that'll be it. Large nukes have been completed. A fantastic little research for us to pick up. What that now means, I think, is that we can build large nukes. Yeah, build a large nuclear warhead. Extremely expensive. Holy moly. 150 steel, 200 uranium, 40 plus steel, 10 components. Bloody hell. Yeah, I'll have 10 of those. I've also now built ourselves the large pod launchers over here. The starting of our space race is beginning. So we have a satellite dish, which can look for barren moons and water moons, but requires satellites to be orbiting the planet. Okay. And we can also launch this cargo transport pod with a satellite, or launch a space station. How do we make a satellite and a space station? So, a satellite is a module. That's all it is. Really easy. Very cheap as well. Let's make a couple of those at the fabrication bench. Maybe have, I don't know, 4? 4 sounds good. 4 satellites. And then we need a space station as well. Something very high-tech that you'd like to think you'd build in space. How do we build a space station? Oh, there it is. It's called the station module. Right, it's not called a space station. It's called a station module. We'll queue up one of those as well to be done. Nice. And Jones has created a masterwork Gauss repeater. Leo's weapon of choice has been created. The weapon is engraved with an illustration of a lifter avoiding certain death. Maybe this is the envisionment that Jones wants to provide of him protecting a lifter to show Leo that he deserves sympathy. Maybe Jones is trying to get across to Leo that maybe he is still to be trusted. Who knows, honestly, at this stage? They barely know each other anymore. Are you two even friends? Yeah, you know what? Actually, you two are great friends. Yeah, no, Leo and Jones are chilling, bro. They are absolutely chilling. For some reason, Jones is apparently married to somebody called Juliet Philly Dodson that I've never met before. All right, that's news to me. There he is. The Gauss repeater has been equipped to him. Look at him looking so suave and sophisticated with the Gauss shotgun. Now all we need to hope is that he doesn't accidentally kill our own people. That would be bad if he did. And now that he's fully equipped and back and ready to go, we can actually give him his role back as the Minder, our Commissar. Perfect. There, a successful role change. Perfect. We finally have a Minder, and that is Leo, as it should be. Congratulations, Leo. Good lad. Good lad. Jones has created the very first large nuclear weapon. Oh, dear. Didn't expect to see that. Large nuclear warhead. Oh, shit. A large nuclear warhead. This will create a large explosion with much fallout. Because of the sheer amount of uranium, everyone on the map, even if far away from the bomb, will receive light radiation poisoning. Oof. Oof. Maybe I don't make 10 of those. Let's just have 5. Yeah, that sounds like a good amount. 5 sounds healthy, you know? 5 nuclear warheads sounds healthy. Yeah, all right. Okie dokie. And a raid from the Poison Gang has turned up. There's a fair few. There's a fair few. And have we patched the wall yet? No, we have not. Okay, if we very quickly patch the wall, we should be able to defeat this raid pretty easy. It's just the Poison Gang, gang, and all that jazz. They shouldn't be that hard to fight. Just a minor inconvenience. And the first of the Poison Gang are coming through the basin. They're already flaying. Oh, did I build the nuclear IEDs? Yeah, I did. IEDs are too powerful. Oh, what have I done? I was rushing down here and worrying because the base hadn't been finished down here. The wall was still completely ruined. But yeah, no, turns out I have nuclear IEDs that I forgot I installed. Oh, God, I love Rimworld. I love Rimworld. Igor and Vader ain't got nothing on us, I'm telling you. And the caravan has arrived back at Leo's ranch in hand with a load of new slaves. Sleepy, Skeleros, and Vorian. Vorian has unfortunately joined us as a colonist. Not for long, obviously, because they are just a neutral-amine bag. They are pretty good as a colonist with 10 critical passionate plants, but they'd make a lot better neutral-amine bag. And it turns out that Philaris Scaleros, one of our slaves, that's going to be turned into an neutral-amine blood bag, is part of the Red Empire. And they're going to become very unhappy with this if we do this operation, but I mean, I don't care. We have succumbed to them. We have surpassed them, in fact. It doesn't really matter, honestly. Jean's come back as well, so we can chuck him in here once he's finished his jobs. Perfect. And the subcore polyanalyzer has finished, and we now have a persona subcore. Right. Android creation station. So, I think we want to start, honestly, with an android that could just do stone cutting, and that's about it. At the moment, I'm trying to upgrade the base massively, and it would be really nice if we had a kind of, like, useless android. An android that doesn't really do much, doesn't cost us too many resources, but I can stick them in this room, and they live there permanently. So that's the first one I'm going to design. I guess it could literally be this exactly. It doesn't need to be able to do anything else. The most basic android humanly possible. So I set up the android. They're very unattractive. They're incapable of a load of things, but theoretically they can still do stone cutting. That's all I want them for. All right, this isn't a very good starting position for this, but I'm just trying to work out what I'm doing, and stone cutting is the job that I need fulfilled first. We're going to save the android type as useless because that is literally what this is going to be. And let's create that android. I think it was quite expensive in terms of resources, quite a few advanced components, but this shouldn't be too bad, honestly. There we are. We've started on 2 of our 3 last objectives of this series. We've started on the android overhaul. We've started on going to space with the spaceships that we've already built. Now world domination. What I'll do is I'm going to just start attacking places. I haven't done this before. This is all very exciting. Now, for the sake of fairness and trying to work out what I'm doing, I'll go for the places that have got multiple settlements at once, so I can still at least, like, fight them and stuff. So we've got the virus fort here from the Poison Gang. We can capture the settlement, raid the settlement, or enslave the population. Enslave the population sounds very good. Try and enslave using the Accord of North Hirasada's military level 6. Yes, please. Military action. The military forces of the North Hirasada have been sent to enslave the population of Virus Fort. Holy moly, is it that interesting? Now, whether or not we can access the slaves as our base, or they just go into like the workers that we have on the settlement. And Jones has started work on our little android friend. 1,200 work. Jesus Christ. We've successfully raided the Virus Fort, and we've managed to get ourselves some prisoners. So we've got Michael Kanzler has been enslaved. Nice. And Marie Hutchinson, Piley, has been enslaved as well. So we got ourselves 2 more slaves. Very nice. Now, do those count as free workers for us? No, they don't. Okay, they're just kind of here, I guess. If we look at the prisoners, there they are. Workload light. No, thank you. Work heavy. Heavy. Reduces health by 20. Max workers before scanning. Right, okay, whatever. No. Get to work. Stop being so lazy. Just chuck them all in on the work. Just do your thing, honestly. I think I'm just going to keep doing this. I mean, this is pretty big. Just keep going out there and enslaving the population. It's pretty huge, honestly. But I mean, once again, I'll try something else instead. We've got the lovely League of Varroes over here. Let's raid the settlement and see how this goes. We don't have... The highest level of military is level 5 we've got at the moment because the other ones are on cooldown. Let's see what we get from this. And we're starting to get our first nutra-amine growth on our new set of prisoners. Whilst I'm still waiting for androids, I'm not going to install the nutra-amine growers into our actual current slaves. I'm kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt that they are working at the moment. They are providing to us, whereas these ones just don't really do anything. We've successfully raided the League of Varroes. Very, very nice. So we got ourselves a Hemogen Amplifier, a pristine limestone large hedonism sculpture, and a spike core floor star. Sexy. Very, very sexy. Don't know what we're going to do with any of those things, but I guess I'll just kind of chuck them in wherever I can find space, which is, you know, lovely. Very nice. All right. Well, okay. So the raid stuff isn't that interesting. It's not nearly as successful as it is to do the enslaving thing, because we can actually make money out of it. The only other thing would be is to take them over. I think I want to stockpile a little bit of money before I do that, so then I can like make the most of it. Other than that, I guess we just keep going out on random raiding things to get more slaves. Perfect, really. And with all level 4 militaries, I'm sure that'll be fine. Level 4, anything more than that, it's pretty strong, honestly. And there is our next raid from the Unrest group. Hello, my angry friends. They're arriving nearby, and they're going to go from up there. Now, here's hoping that these guys won't run over the IEDs. We haven't rebuilt them, so there's a pretty good chance that they won't. And yes, they have managed to avoid all of the IEDs that I had placed down. No worries, they can go through my spike traps and just die to that. Slightly more underwhelming than the IEDs, I must admit. But still, I'd rather this... This is the start of Igor Invader, right? We've got so much more to come. I'm honestly not that fussed at the moment. Perfect, and there we are. Leo has created his little android friend. Eco does not look like an android. Leo looks like an android. Eco looks like a human. Okay, well, they are definitely an android. Okay, they've got power, memory, space, and all that shebang. Okay. Well, Eco, you are going to be going to Stone Cut and Smelt. That's all you're going to be doing. Congratulations. Once we've given him some nutra-amine and stuff, I will just send him down here, and that'll be his life. Congratulations, my friend. I'll even put him a little neutro casket in there for when he gets a bit sleepy, a little bit eepy beepy. We've successfully done the raid as well, and we've got ourselves 4 more lovely slaves. How exciting. So these ones went to the League of Oshurni, which I think is these people. Yeah, so we've got 4 more people here. Heavy workload. Heavy workload. We are making our money out of these people, putting them all on research and getting an absolute shed load of stuff from it. Very, very nice. I'm going to start working on the next android as well. Start getting our people in and building ourselves the next android. I think the next one I want to build is one that lives in our crafting room. I probably want to build 2 of those. Crafting room only ones would be very, very nice. I might even expand the crafting room out and give them a better time for it as well. There he is. Eco is working away the first load of stone chunks that he's making. He must be so happy, so elated, living the life of lavish. I didn't even fill him up with Nutra-Amine all the way to the top because I wanted him to know where he came from. Wanted him to understand suffering and the things that Leo went through for all those years. Good old Eco. That's giving me a fantastic idea. You're no longer Eco. You can be Leco because you are leaking. And you're also not even worthy of being named after a leak. You're worthy of being... Why are you carrying a nuclear bomb? What the fuck? What are you doing, Lifter? Bro, I hope he's named after a vegetable, alright? Leco, the vegetable. Oh, that's so good. And raid loot as well. The raid on Pop-Up. I'm going around enslaving all of the entire planet now. We're going to enslave everybody. And then we're going to take over everything, all right? I've decided that this makes much more sense. And then we've got ourselves another persona subcourse. So, the next android that we're going to create is a crafting android. And that'll be about it. Totally only able to do crafting and will live in our crafting room all the time. So, I guess we'll try do something with that. So, the crafter droid has been created. Basically, they're extremely good at crafting. And I figured because they're going to be in the same room with all the other people as well at the same time. Also, they get really, really, really good at social. That's that android done. Exactly the same cost as the previous one that literally did nothing, which is very interesting. I felt like one that was powerful at certain things should probably be a little bit more balanced in the most vague terms possible. And I'm not sure how I mean by balanced, but I feel like they shouldn't be able to, I don't know. They should be more expensive anyway if you're giving them expert, like, gene types, you know? But that's the next one queued up. I'll probably get a couple of those so they can pretty much constantly work the fabricators at all time. And I think on that note, we're going to call things here. Leco is working away hard as usual, doing his thing. My man Leco is carrying the colony in terms of construction. I'm still pretty upset that this is how he looks. I promise the next android won't just look like a naked man. Will actually look kind of normal. If you compare him to Leo, we can tell Leo is an android. Leco, not so much. So today's been a fantastic episode. We've started on the last 3 objectives almost entirely. Android overhaul is on this way, but unfortunately very, very slow to do everything, which is totally understandable. So the plan for next episode, I'll kind of probably continue with enslaving the world and trying to make as much in terms of resources from that before we dominate the world. The android overhaul is on the go, as I said, and the space stuff, we are just waiting for things to be crafted. It's down here, it's waiting. I'm trying to make people into bionic people first to fix their problems as well, which has been going quite well. So if you enjoyed today's episode, I'm excited to see whether or not Leco does anything. Consider liking and subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.